Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Marianne Kula. My pronouns are she and her, and I realized I have been attending here for 15 years. Today I'm here as your team coordinator for this morning's service. I'm glad to see this big turnout because you are each an essential part of the service. We are stronger because you are with us, and we create community here. The community we also feel we need so desperately. Here at Danbury UU, our beliefs are diverse and inclusive. We do not have a creed. Instead, we have a covenant. A covenant that the shared covenant values of justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity, all deeply connected through love. So I'm going to light this candle as we formally begin the service. I haven't had much luck with this. Oh. There we go. So today I'd like to introduce our ministers who are presenting the service. Elisabeth Larson. Put your hand up. Okay, thank you. Is an Illinois native who left the prairies behind to join the Connecticut Women's and Childbirth Center as a nurse midwife. Alicia Buskirk is from Tulsa, Oklahoma, but spent the last 5 years in Illinois, where she attended the Unitarian Universalist Church of, you're going to have to read this one for me, Urbana. Champaign. Okay, thank you. As a congregation, we have been meeting together for over 200 years. And as we work to build a more just world, we respectfully acknowledge that our physical building on Clapboard Ridge is on the traditional unceded lands of the Paugussett people. Our roots are deep, but imperfect. Okay. And now I invite you to read the covenantal words in your order of service. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and justice is its light. This is our covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, to help one another, and celebrate life. For those of you who are new, we thought it would be worthwhile to explain that this congregation is ministerially led by our halftime minister, Reverend Tony Lawrenson. Reverend Tony is on sabbatical, but he will be back in time to participate in our in-gathering service on September 7th. You're asked to please bring some water to that service from a place you have fond memories of. Now, before we begin worship this morning, I invite you to greet your neighbor. Shake hands, say hello. Pardon?
Bring us back together.
Okay. Okay, folks. We'll have more time to socialize at coffee hour. Thank you. The bell. Thank you. We make this place and time we make this place and time holy simply by being together. We begin by lighting the chalice affirmation, which I did, which is the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. Please join in the next gathering, sorry, the next reading here, which is a chalice lighting affirmation. Guess I got something out of order. Okay, we gathered this hour as people of faith with joy, thanks, gifts, and giving. We guide this and through the meeting, celebration of life together. And Jerry, is this a song where they can participate? Okay, it is.
Blue Boat Home.
Hymn 1064. And it'll be up on the screen.
Low below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue home. Sun my sail and moon my rudder, as I ply the starry seas, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in a beautiful blue home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor song. I was born upon the vast I know. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue home.
Formal classes for children are not meeting during the summer. However, there is childcare available downstairs for children who do not wish to remain in the service. In the meantime, while they make up their minds, let's do. We are Unitarian Universalists. We are people with open minds, loving hearts, helping hands. We care for the earth and each other.
So, even though we don't have too many little ones in service today, we will be doing our children's story, which is Magic Child, a bedtime ritual by Sarah Beck. So, flame and stone and song and shell, Magic Child, cast a spell. Breathe the air in, smooth and slow. Squeeze your fists and let them go. Chamomile in cups of clay, warming, soothing, fading day. Glowing candle, clear, sweet chime. Draw your circle with a rhyme. Evening wind and cricket thrum, buzzing mind slows to a hum. What can you touch, hear, and smell? Magic Child, cast a spell. Build a picture in your head, softest pillows, welcome bed. Search for your heart and find your light. All is well for dreams tonight. Spinning seasons, shifting tides. Thank you, spirits, stars, and guides. Let your heavy thoughts dispel. Magic Child, cast a spell. Free and safe to rest, my love, earth below and sky above. Magic Child, cast a spell. Oh, and we will move on with this little light of mine for the children to head to downstairs.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Now is the time for a silent meditation. If you feel so moved, you can come to the front and drop a stone in the water. Those watching online can place an X in the chat. And 23 in your gray hymnal if you have one.
And we'll also be on 40.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
This reading comes from the author Elisabeth Gilbert. Some years ago, a friend told me she was stuck on a crosstown bus in New York City during the holidays at rush hour. Traffic was barely moving. The bus was filled with cold, tired people who were deeply irritated with one another and with the world in general. Two men barked at each other about a shove that might or might not have been entirely intentional. A pregnant woman got on. Nobody offered her a seat. Rage was in the air, but no mercy could be found on this bus. Then, just as the bus approached 7th Avenue, the driver got on the intercom. "Folks," he said, "I know you've had a rough day, and you're frustrated and anxious to be home. I can't do anything about the weather or the traffic, but I'll tell you what I can do. As each of you gets off the bus, I'll reach out my hand. When you walk by, drop your troubles in the palm of my hand. Okay? Don't take your problems home to your families tonight. Just leave them with me. My route ends right near the Hudson River, and when I drive by there later, I'll open the window and throw your troubles in the river." It was like a spell or a layer of heaviness lifted. Everyone burst out laughing. Faces gleamed with surprised delight. People who had been pretending for the past hour not to notice each other's existence were suddenly grinning at each other and asking, "Is this guy serious?" He was serious. At the next stop, as promised, the driver reached out his hand, palm up, and waited. One by one, all the exiting commuters placed their hand just above his and pretended to drop something into his palm. Some laughed as they did it, some teared up, but everyone did it. The driver repeated the same ritual at the next stop too, and the next, all the way to the river. No matter who you are, or where you are, or how boring or tough your situation may seem, we can brighten our world. In fact, I believe this is the only way the world will ever be brightened, by one act of kindness at a time, all the way to the river. Okay.
And now it's time for the offering. When we give our time and energy to the work of this congregation, and when we donate to the financial support of the organization, we are giving gifts to each other. Together, we give to the community around us, both financially and via our food collection for Dorothy Day. You may, if you'd like to, if this is your first time here, just come and enjoy the service. But if you've been coming regularly, you can make a donation by sending a check to 24 Clapboard Ridge Road in Danbury. For those of you who brought something physical, thank you for your generosity. Jerry? Jerry's going to be singing A Million Dreams.
Close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong. Just say you'll bring me along to the world you see. To the world I close my eyes and see. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So, in the past, I've been asked, what does an agnostic, kind of pagan, Unitarian Universalist believe? And why would that person go to a church? Which, if we're all being honest, sounds like the introduction to a very bad joke. When it comes right down to it, I believe that our existence, our planet, all of it, is so random and miraculous, and that our connections to each other are what make our lives rich and meaningful. How we recognize and ritualize these experiences adds depth to an otherwise fast-paced and individualized life. For me, this looks like a few things. Joining with my community through weekly-ish communion, observing the wheel of the year, and following personal rituals that deepen the meaning of my work and my life. Alicia and I met at UU, which I have been told is the most liberal Midwestern thing about us. The things that brought each of us to our shared faith community are very different, and we will happily tell you that she is a committee UU, while I'm more of a woo-woo UU. She will talk more about what brought us here and what keeps her coming back each week. For me, I started attending UU when I was a 21-year-old master's student in Chicago. I was not raised religiously. My parents read us much more high fantasy novels than religious texts. The choice to attend a church was founded in a desire for community and wanting to honor the rhythms and rituals of our lives. Worshipping together mirrors the sense of awe that I can usually only experience in nature. Coming together in song, in meditation, or prayer brings me moments of that holiness. The weekly meetings themselves do so much grounding. I'm able to connect with folks who are not with me or not spending time with me because of what skills I bring to the table or how much I can spend. And we're able to share in the varied experiences of life. There are certain rituals that stand out to me. I love chalice lighting. Every part of it fills me with a sense of holiness. As a lay leader for UU pagan groups in the past, I've thought about this particular ritual a lot. I really like thinking about it as a scientist, and how when you're in a microbiology lab, you light a Bunsen burner before you do anything else that day. You turn the knob to begin the flow of gas, you light a spark, and have, for this metaphor, a very small chalice at every workbench. But why? Well, the flame and the heat itself protects the bench, protects your work from the outside world. You're reducing the amount of outside germs that may interfere with your experiment. And I think about our chalice in the same way. It doesn't take the outside world away, but it does offer a moment of protection, of light and heat that creates a holy space together to do our work. Another ritual that has a lot of meaning for me is the ritualistic sharing of joys and sorrows, concerns and triumphs, names of those we wish to lift up into the light of this church. It provides a mean to honor our lives outside of church, to see each other and personally reflect on what weighs heavily on us each week. I love to see how each congregation shares these milestones, how each community honors the struggles and joys that makes our lives rich. For the last few years, the UU in Urbana-Champaign has ritualized silent joys and sorrows. Together, we begin singing the same hymn every time, Long Time Son. The words of which were originally written by a folk band in the 1960s, and it's often attributed as an Irish blessing, but and it's frequently used in various yoga practices as a closing words. The origin doesn't really matter. What does matter is that a room full of individuals, couples, families come together, singing the words as we lay our joys and sorrows down in ritual. We stand, walking to the front, holding each other through tears and smiles, singing the song over and over and over again until, as a congregation, we've completed the ritual. Often we will place petals or stones in a bowl of water. The petals represent our joys, which are lifted higher by our community, and the stones that sink down to the bottom, released from our individual selves, lessen the suffering. Between our sermons today, we will listen to this song. I'm not going to speak too much about the Wheel of the Year today. I feel like I could take up a whole service talking about honoring nature's patterns. But I will say that I have taken parts of these rituals into my life's work. As some of you might know, I'm a midwife. I catch babies for a living. I definitely don't deliver babies. That's the hard work of the parents. My job is simply to be there, to guide, help, relieve suffering, and honor the growing web of creation. After every birth, when everyone is safe, healthy, and together, I take a moment with all of my families. I explain that being a part of their growing family is a huge honor and one that I don't take lightly. And since 2022, I've been making my baby blanket. So each birth, each baby, each family that I attend is added to this blanket. Each row is a little one. In the words of Henry David Thoreau, every child begins the world again. And in that vein, each row is a baby. When I first started the project, the colors of the blanket came from how the baby came into the world, C-section or vaginal. Now I recognize the little wheel of each day. And the color of each baby's row is dictated by the time of day they were born. Light blue for early morning sky, green for the rich morning earth, white for the clouds of the late afternoon, and gold for the lingering touch of the sun in the evenings. I tell each family, before I leave them, that their little one is always going to be with me, and that I will always remember and honor their story. I believe that we are always leaving pieces of ourselves with the humans we love and care for, and who are a part of us. I also believe that nature has the ability to add little bits back. Taking the time for ritual, for gratitude, that's how I honor these two sides. How I hold the beauty of death and of birth, and how maybe I don't believe in a big something, but I do believe. We're now going to listen to Longtime Sun.
May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure, pure light that's within you guide your way home. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure, pure light that's within you guide your way home. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure, pure light that's within you guide your upon you all love surround you, and the pure, pure light that's within you guide your way home.
First, I just want to thank you all again for letting us come up here and speak to you this morning, even though we don't know each other very well yet. My name is Alicia Buskirk, and I moved to Connecticut last month. So it's still pretty fresh. I am slowly learning the ways of your windy roads and special pizza. Before that, I lived in Champaign-Urbana, where I attended the UU there, which is where Elisabeth and I first met. And as she mentioned, longtime son is a part of the weekly service there and is very special to us. Now, I haven't always been a UU. I was actually raised as a Jehovah's Witness. Yes, the people who bother you at your door when you're trying to enjoy your mid-morning coffee to share the good news. Actually, when Todd shared his experience last week of growing up as a Mormon, I felt a real sense of kinship. Both of us growing up in these kind of wacky, distinctly American faith communities. Now we're here to talk about ritual today, and almost by design, the witness faith is very nondescript. There's no professional clergy or clerical dress. There's no symbol such as a cross or flaming chalice. Their places of worship, kingdom halls, are modestly decorated with no extra ornamentation. To be totally honest, and with my apologies to any witnesses who might be in the room, it's kind of a milquetoast faith. There's nothing really to sink your teeth into. The only big exception here is memorial. That's with a capital M. Now, this is a ritual. Once a year, witnesses around the world gather together right before Passover starts to hold a memorial for Jesus' death. Now, as a child, this was the only interesting and captivating thing about my faith. Finally, something's happening. Memorial is a pretty ritualized event. You have special actions. In a mirroring of the Last Supper, the entire congregation passes platters of unleavened bread and goblets of wine. And your mom side-eyes you the entire time to make sure that you don't drop the blood and body of Christ. Very important. There's a time element. It starts after sundown, the evening before Passover. There are ritual words spoken. Do this in remembrance of me. Words that Jesus was supposed to have said to his disciples the night before he died. Now, for a kid who didn't get to celebrate holidays, Easter, birthday, Christmas, Halloween, this was basically the highlight of my year. Now, as you can probably surmise, I am no longer a witness. But when I think about the memorials of my childhood, there's still a sense of reverence and awe that I rarely felt any other time. And I think this is due to the ritual nature. Last year, Skinner House released a book compiled by 2 UU ministers called Blessing It All, Rituals for Transition and Transformation. And I'd really recommend it. In addition to the biggies like birth and death, there are ritual suggestions for all kinds of life events, like starting at a new school, getting released from jail or prison, getting an abortion, shaving your head during chemotherapy. The suggestions from Reverends Allison Palm and Heather Concannon cover the mundane to the earth-shattering. In the book, they write, rituals can serve 2 distinct yet related functions. On the one hand, a ritual can connect us to our aspirations, facilitating a transformation. For example, it can help us discern something or let something go. On the other hand, it can mark a transition that has already occurred, affirming a change that has already taken place, such as using a new name or pronouns, or making a commitment to a life partner. In either case, at their core, rituals create a container for change, whatever that change is, simple and mundane, or profound and even life-changing. I love that phrasing, a container for change. I think this really illuminates the way rituals and similar actions are already present in our lives. In the children's story, Magic Child, the ritual is simply for a good bedtime. The deep breaths, cups of chamomile, and glowing candle do have a certain ritual cachet, but they're also practical choices to help this child close out the day by getting a good night's sleep. I have worked and am working with children who've experienced immense amounts of trauma in their short lives. Due to their experiences, we occasionally find ourselves in crisis situations. These are times when the situation just outpaces the child's ability to cope. I'm going to be totally frank with you. These crises can be scary, physically dangerous, or disturbing. The people who do this work receive training in how best to calm the situation down using the maximum amount of care and minimum amount of force. Now, to take it back to our ritual discussion, once the crisis is over, everyone is safe and back to baseline, there is a process we follow. It's a guided conversation that hopefully restores the child's sense of safety and maybe even repairs any harm done to the relationship between the adult and child during the crisis. Now, obviously, this conversation is grounded in scientific research from fields like psychology and neuroscience, but I like to think of it as a little ritual. Each time you sit down with a child post-crisis, you're presented with this container for change. Through the conversation, you are proving to the child that there are adults on whom they can rely on, who will not turn away from them when they experience difficulty. These conversations can eventually help rewire the child's brain to get them out of that fight, flight, or freeze survival cycle. Whether secular or sacred, I have come to believe that rituals are a powerful tool that can occasionally be overlooked, especially in a faith like ours that values rational inquiry and introspection. Reverends Palm and Kincannon write, "For Unitarian Universalists in particular, we also hope that this will bring more ritual in general to the shared practice of our faith. Engaging regularly in ritual, both individually and collectively, moves us out of our heads and into our hearts, making space for more embodiment, more co-creation, more connection, and more transformation." As you leave service today, Elisabeth and I hope that you too will reflect on the ways rituals have shaped your experiences and how you might incorporate them into your life moving forward. Thank you. Up next, we will be singing We'll Build a Land, which is number 121 in your gray hymnal.
We'll build a land where we bind up the broken. We'll build a land where the captives go free, where the oil of gladness dissolves all mourning. Oh, we'll build a promised land that can be. Come build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace where justice shall roll down like water, peace like an ever-flowing stream. We'll build a land where we bring the good tidings to all the afflicted and all those who mourn, and we'll give them garlands instead of ashes. Oh, we'll build a land where peace is born. Come build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace where justice shall roll down like waters, peace like an ever-flowing stream. We'll be a land building up ancient cities, raising devastations from old, restoring ruins of generations. Oh, we'll build a land of people so bold. Come build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. Come, build a land where the mantles of praises resound from spirits once faint and once weak, where like oaks of righteousness stand her people. Oh, come build a land, my people we sing. Come build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace where justice shall roll down like water, and peace like an ever-flowing stream.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into the world until we are together again.
Our benediction comes from Theodore Parker in the Gray Hymnals. Be ours a religion which, like sunshine, goes everywhere. Its temple, all space, its shrine, the good heart, its creed, all truth, its ritual, works of love, its profession of faith, divine living.
Go in peace to love and serve.